Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for watching today. Happy Tuesday. So, today, well, first, I want to check my Facebook, make sure we're going live. Don't want to miss those. And we are live. So, first, today, well, main topic today is how to be unique and to make sure you are unique in real estate. So, what puts you ahead of the competition? What makes you different? Because everybody's out there, all the realtors out there are competing for business. You are always competing. The thing that I hear, one of the things I hear most often from agents when they lose a buyer or lose a seller, they thought it was a slam dunk. If you don't know what a slam dunk is, it's just that you thought it was easy. It was a friend, it was a relative, it was a great referral from a good client. You just thought that because you didn't have to compete and you didn't have to explain to your buyers and sellers what makes you unique, what makes you better, or what makes you different than the other realtors. Because I stress to agents almost daily that there's right now about 1.4 million realtors in the country. And that's just realtors, not real estate agents, because there's some agents out there that are not realtors. There's sales associates at builders or developments or apartment complexes, things like that. But so there's a lot of competition out there, and you're always competing. Does your database, does the people that you're calling on know other realtors? And I see this happening. Not to get off topic, but I want to explain to agents: watch what you post on your social media. It's great to show your success. It's great to show what you're doing and how you're doing it. But what's happening is I have several new agents that are with just our office, probably close to a dozen or more. I mean, we have several dozen new agents that came right out of school this year, but I know we have at least a dozen that has specifically got their real estate license this year because a friend or relative of theirs or someone on their social media was showing how great they're doing and said, "Hey, they're doing it. I should do it." And I see this happening. What happens to you is if someone in your database that knows your database that also connected that gets the real estate license, just now you have competition. Even if they're your friend, they're your relative, they're your brother-in-law, sister-in-law, it cuts into your business. So what you have to do is show what makes you unique, and you have to do this all of the time. So some of the things is when I'm talking with agents, and these are some of the things that if you don't feel you're unique, if you don't feel you're unique, there's a few things, there's a reason why. One of the reasons why is you're just insecure about what you can do. You have to know that you're the best agent for everybody out there, and especially our Century 21 HomeStar agents. If you don't feel that way, call me. I will make sure you do. And I'm going to go into more detail about that here. So one reason, again, there's like three things. If the one reason why you might not think you're unique is you're just insecure about what your abilities, your training, your resources that you have with your office or your company that you have around you. Two might be that you're just one of those agents that is just hopeful that you'll fall across business, that people, you give out someone your card. You think all of your family and friends, because you're in real estate, are going to use you. Spoiler alert, if you're newer to the business or just within a few years, not every one of your friends, not every one of your relatives are going to use you because they might know other people. Also, I've seen this happen many a times. If it hasn't happened to you yet, well, this year has been a strange year with COVID and gatherings, but Every realtor has a story of going to a wedding, going to a birthday party, going to a holiday event, going to somewhere where there's friends and family there, and running into someone that bought or sold a house that year without letting them know and calling them and interviewing them. It happens to everybody. If you're batting 1,000 and you never have these experiences, I guess what? It's happening to you. You just haven't run into those people. It happens to everybody. So maybe again, you're just hoping that everybody's going to use you. That's number two. And then three is just that you're just another agent. You just really don't know what, you haven't sat down and look at your value proposition of what you can give, the services and the knowledge and the expertise, and you're just not knowledgeable of what you should be saying and doing. So those are three things to think about if you feel you're not unique. Now, the unique agents, the things that they feel, of course, number one is confidence. When you talk to them, they know I'm the best agent for the job. Now, there's a fine line between confidence and cocky. Just that I'm better than everybody else. Now, there's a fine line between that because sometimes you could lose business over that. But you got to find that line of where you are confident, but without being too overly, I'm the best type person. So confident in your abilities, that's someone that knows that they're unique. Two, that they're certain that they can do the best job. You have to know you're confident you can do it and that you give that certainty to your clients, that they feel certain when they do business with you. Those agents give that feeling to their clients that their clients know they're with the right agent. They're not second guessing themselves. And then of course having the knowledge and the training, that they're confident knowing that they have the knowledge and the training and the support to make them unique. So those are just some ideas that I wrote down of some of the things, the qualities, the thought processes, and some of that. And then you've got to understand before you figure out what kind of things are make you unique, you got to think of the things that people want. The people want, when they're selling their house or buying a house, they want to save time, they want to save money, they want to be certain, like I just said, that they're with the right agent. So you got to kind of combine all of those things together and what makes you different. Now, I'm kind of going to go over our Century 21 HomeStar agents directly to you. Any other agent watching this, I'm going to kind of, because I know our value proposition. I know it, especially some of our competitors. If you're watching this, I'm going to tell you a few things, not all of our secret sauce, but some of the things that here at Century 21 HomeStar we have and what makes our agents unique. And any agent from Century 21 HomeStar watching this, these are just a few. There's a few more that are the secret sauce, and I will tell you that not on a public video on that, because you don't want to give everybody the playbook, because a lot of people the competition. So one of the things is things that agents need, and there's five things that you need to show you're unique. Is when you have a buyer presentation, listing presentation. One, you've got to show your sales. How many sales that you've had. If it's not you, it's your company, it's your brand, it's where you want to draw the line. Century 21 HomeStar or Century 21, well, just go in line. Century 21 HomeStar. We're the largest Century 21 in Ohio. We are in the top 10 in the nation, and we are one of the top 10 offices. We're right now number 6. It's individual offices in Northeast Ohio. We're number 6 for the number of sales, just our office alone. Century 21 as a brand is number 5 in our market. Actually, number 4, I'm sorry. Century 21 as a brand, completely with all the other Century 21 offices, we're 4 in market share, number 4 in brand in Northeast Ohio. Now, where do you want to go from there? Every company has a different way of branding themselves. There's companies out there, won't name names, that say we sell the most houses in this area. But those companies are not even other cities in Ohio. Some of those companies are not even in all of the states. Century 21, we're in every state. We're going on 50 years old is our 50-year anniversary in 2021, and we're in 84 countries. We don't know how many hundreds of thousands of agents we have every day. We don't have a database for that. Any global company that's in dozens and dozens of other countries, we don't have a database that goes all together. So all those other brands, there's several other global brands, we don't know. And we don't know how many millions of houses we sell because we're in 84 other countries. We all don't, example, Century 21, we have more offices in China than we do in the United States. That's just one country. If you go on century21global.com, century21global.com will show you some of those other countries. We'll show those listings active listings that were showing up in our system. There could be lots more. And it also shows all the several different languages that we come in. That's our value. When we are as agents comparing to other companies that are not global, we say, listen, there could be someone moving from another country to get a job here at our hospital systems that are great in Northeast Ohio, and they're on a website on century21global.com in their country, in their language. The other competition doesn't have that on there. Is that do we know that's going to sell your house? No, but we know it can't hurt. It could only help you in your marketing out there. So that's just one little thing. So sales, you have to have the knowledge. Number two, knowledge, and I'm sorry this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal. Knowledge, you have to show that you have the knowledge. Any new agent with Century 21 HomeStar, if any new agent, you have the knowledge. It's with us here in the office, myself being in the business 28 plus years, being Century 21 going on 50 years, you have the knowledge behind you. I use the example of a new server in a great restaurant. When you walk into a restaurant, a good restaurant, you've seen it before, you know it's been there for a while, you know it's successful, you've seen buyers or customers coming in and out there, and you walk in and the server's new, you don't walk right out and say, hey, this server's new. Out of here. We're not eating at this restaurant. That's how I explain to our new agents. You are the person that's going to give the good service and ask all of the questions. And just like anything else, a good server is someone that gives good service and finds the questions out quickly and helps people out because they're in a great restaurant. And as time goes on, less questions they have to ask about the wine and the how things are prepared and the services of the restaurant. Same with real estate. You have to be with an office and a company that has experience, many years of experience, not just a few years in the business. I mean, there's a lot of great agents out there that have been in the business just a few years, but there's nothing that replaces decades of experience and thousands and thousands and thousands of sales. Like our office alone, myself, we sell over 2,000 houses a year. We help thousands of clients in 28 years. Tens of thousands of homes I've sold or helped sell with agents, and the tens or hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of real estate we've sold in 28 years. So that comes with a lot of experience. So that's a unique and value that you give being part of our office. That's again knowledge, experience, marketing, and service. Those are the last two things that you've got to think about. So the five things again were sales, knowledge, experience, marketing, and service. Marketing, central. I won't go into detail. I want to make this a marketing video, but we have great listing presentations that go over all of the things that we market, the hundreds of thousands of websites that we're on, and the marketing things that Century 21 does, and the marketing that Century 21 HomeStar does. And then there's ways that you could add that what you're going to do above and beyond the things that our office and company already do. So that makes you unique even when you are competing against other agents in the same office or same brand. And then finally, it comes down to your service. What are you going to do above and beyond the competition, the normal agent, the everyday agent. They're another. If you have a friend or relative that's in your database and they're interviewing you, and they might be interviewing their brother-in-law that just got their license. What makes you unique? What makes your service? What are you going to do? And you can't just make it just in general. I'll be available for you. If you're doing a presentation, you got to say how often. I'm available from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. I'm available after 10 p.m. for emergencies. Text me. I'll keep you updated if it's a buyer and or seller. I'll keep you updated on a daily basis, or you do automatic updates instantly of new properties coming on the market to show your buyer and or seller what's happening in the market, what's new, what's pending, what's sold. You've got to come up with your secret sauce of service that puts you apart from someone else. So these type of things, being unique. One of the main things that I've seen agents that fail is that they don't show this to everybody in their database of what makes them unique. They just assume, like I said, the non-confident, the agents that are not unique or not confident, they just assume that they're just hopeful that people, because they got a license, the people are just going to use them. The people, I know lots of people. I hear that all the time. I know lots of people. I hear that from new agents all of the time, but I tell them you have to stay in touch with them, because there's might be another person in their database or someone that they see signs within their area, or anything. I'll leave you with one story. Early on in my career in real estate, my second year in real estate, I was competing against another agent for a buyer. It was a high-end buyer, and I convinced the buyer, because they wanted to use a more experienced agent. I go, listen, use both of us. The other agent hated that. So I had to get my foot in the door. He said, please use me. I said, I will show you houses as soon as I see something come on the market. I will tell you, whoever tells you first new houses coming on the market, can you at least let them show that? And they said, that sounds reasonable. Whoever calls me first with a new house. So I was, at the time, there was no automatic emails, there was no automatic things. You actually physically had to go to the office and log into the MLS to see if a new house came on the market, or someone in your office put something on the board. So I made sure I was in the office more often watching that. So luckily, the other agent, I happened to pick a house, see a house first, show them the house they wanted, and it was a high-end listing. And they bought the house. Great. 2 years later, I followed up with these people, followed up with them. They were friends of friends of friends of the family. So I followed up with them, saw them at parties and everything. Then all of a sudden, 2 years later, they had to move back to California. All of a sudden, I see their house listed. And I said, what? I called them up and said, hey, why didn't you call me? I would be happy to list the house with you. They actually listed the house with the same listing agent we bought the house from, because that listing agent followed up with that buyer. So the point I'm making, a couple points here, and sorry about the long video, but if you sell a property, it's your listing. Agency stops after the sale. It's still full. You can still market to that house. Sometimes agents think that a buyer and or seller is stuck with someone after the sale. Legally, agency stops after the sale. This listing agent, without me knowing, kept on sending things and calling on my buyers throughout a couple times a year. She added them to her own database. She didn't even know them, and mailed things to the house. And then when they wanted to sell their house, they went back to the same listing agent, not to me as the buyer's agent. Lost the listing. They just said, she followed up with them, and they just viewed her more of a listing agent because she sold the property. And when they went to sell the property, they wanted that same listing agent back in it, because I did not show them that I'm a listing agent too. They just thought of me as a buyer's agent. So what I learned that lesson is that you got to market to your people, show them your listings, show them you're doing other things, show them your value, no matter what, because there might be another agent right behind you showing them their value, and they want to do business with them because they think they're more valuable with selling or buying. So hopefully that makes sense. So sorry again for the long video, but wanted to get that point across, is that just because you had a sale with someone, that doesn't mean that they're stuck with you for life, that they're going to use you again. That's one of the, actually, I don't have the statistics offhand, but I know it's very, very low. It's like 5%. When people are buying or selling a house, if you ask them, did you use the same agent that you bought or sold this house from 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago? It's like so low. It's like 5% say, yes, we're using the same agent. That means that either that agent's out of the business or they never followed up with that client over the years that they were there. So that's it for today. I'm sorry. I'll cut it short. I didn't want to go into over 20 minutes of this video. But lastly, any agent, Century 21 HomeStar agents, if you want to go more in detail on how to make yourself unique, please call me or set up some time with me. We'll go over that so you can beat the competition. Any other agent out there, a different company, you just want to go over some ideas or thoughts. I won't give you our secret sauce for Century 21 HomeStar agents, but be happy to help analyze what you're doing and maybe help you too. So that's it for today. Have a great Tuesday, almost New Year's, and I will be back on tomorrow at high noon on Wednesday. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.